In chapter 4, we're talking about how the body functions through the process of digestion. You've maybe heard you are what you eat, but it's also important to consider that you are not only what you eat, but what you digest, absorb, and assimilate, or how your body can use nutrients. If we have a really excellent diet, that's wonderful, but if our body is not functioning great, digestive system is not functioning well, other systems of the body aren't functioning well, then we may not be absorbing and assimilating those nutrients to maintain optimal health. What I want you to understand about the process of digestion is that it doesn't just happen in the GI system, the gastrointestinal system, but there are many systems of the body and they all interact. We may think of them separately, and a lot of times in medicine, we look at each of those as there's a symptom and it's happening in this area, and how do we address it in that area? But I want you to consider that they really do all interact, and when we talk about digestion, we have to consider how each of these components are impacting health. Of course, the GI system, gastrointestinal system, is number one. It performs the mechanical and chemical processes of digestion, absorption, and elimination, but again, it can't do that in isolation. And the nervous system functions to send messages when you're hungry or full. It impacts hormone release that's required for movement of food through the digestive tract. The cardiovascular system carries blood, regulates blood supply, and it transports nutrients through the bloodstream, as well as the transport of waste products and hormones. Nutrients might be transported through the bloodstream then into the liver, where they're metabolized or stored, or carried through general circulation to cells, where the nutrients are needed for energy, for growth, development, maintenance of tissues, and regulation of different body processes. The endocrine system regulates metabolism through the production and release of hormones. So an example of that might be the pancreas. The pancreas releases insulin when glucose is available, so it can allow that glucose to be taken into the cells for energy. So the endocrine system, of course, is a very important component as well of the absorption of nutrients. The lymphatic system. One very important function of the lymphatic system and how it relates to digestion and absorption is specifically related to fat. It is involved in the absorption of fat as well as fat-soluble vitamins from the gastrointestinal tract, and then the transportation of these fats into blood circulation. The immune system's job is to protect against microorganisms and other foreign substances. So you'll see all the different components of the immune system. But what is really important that you really don't hear a lot about is the relationship between the immune system and the digestive system. And what's important to know is that 70% of the immune system actually lives in the gastrointestinal tract. So the health of your GI tract, of your gut, definitely will have an impact on the health of your immune system as well. The urinary system functions to remove waste. That's sort of our number one factor that is related to digestion and absorption. And then lastly, the muscular system. Muscles, of course, produce movement, and muscular contraction in the GI tract helps to propel food through the system. So things move throughout the GI tract and for, again, absorption of those nutrients. Other systems in the body, integumentary, skeletal, respiratory, reproductive, I don't see those as directly related to the GI tract and digestion and absorption of food. But again, they're all interrelated. So when we have some deficiencies, some imbalances in different systems in the body, we have to consider all of those and how they might be impacting some symptoms or some disease conditions that people might be experiencing.